Welcome to Rust and Ruin. This is Season 1 finale, Episode 15. So, last time... Well, before we get into the recap, first of all, if you enjoy our show, please consider subscribing. We definitely could use some more subscribers on YouTube. Leave a like, a comment. That helps with the algorithm stuff. And tell us what you like or don't like, or what you think we should do with a character. Well, you might not do it, but it's cool to hear. So, if you like us, give us a follow. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you happen to already follow us, tell a friend. That would be great. Now we can do a recap. So, last time, our adventurers... the most important thing, they named their horse Patty. That most important thing that you need to get out of the last episode. They finally named the horse. Then they killed some shadow creatures and prepared for the Harvesttide festival, which is today. It is Harvesttide. And
about to go down.
Yeah. And everyone is awoken a little early because you hear all sorts of noise and commotion out on the streets. Music playing. You think maybe that someone's playing like outside of a restaurant, but also there's just people walking up and down with horns, with lutes, all kinds, with recorders, just playing. Okay, see, well, you don't see anything yet because you just woke up. But you go down, and there is a hearty breakfast for you of smoked sausages and hams, all kinds of vegetables, and fruits, and plenty of wine and ale. But don't worry, there's going to be a feast coming later as well. So, today, it's a little cloudy outside, but that is not stopping the revelers who are absolutely going berserk. You feel, once you get outside and you're letting your breakfast settle, there's a strong, cool breeze that comes through every once in a while. And... the first thing you see is Vilcarna, the yellow tiefling. She comes up to you, Silsey. She gives you a little kiss on the cheek, and she says, "Hey, so I have a performance at the amphitheater. It's in the university district, so it's here. Just find the amphitheater. It'll be this evening sometime. I believe it's after the melee, so you can go to the melee and still make it in time for my performance. But also," and she whistles, she calls over a buddy of hers who is a tall, lean, elvish man who walks over and he says, "I am a professional tout, aka tour guide, and I can help you get to everywhere you need to go on time and even back to see Vilcarna's performance." And she says thank you. They hug, and Vilcarna waves to everyone goodbye as she walks to go and prepare and play on the lute while also taking care of the stables. So you now have a professional tour guide. His name is Birdie. So Birdie introduces himself to y'all and asks, "So, what's first?"
Well, I feel like we eat the rest of this breakfast.
You haven't had enough breakfast yet? I mean, sure, grab something to go. I'm sure they have all sorts of stuff in there.
Bananas.
You're looking for bananas?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can go back in, grab a few bananas, take them on your way.
I'm gonna get a water little sack of wine, like a water pouch of wine.
Oh yeah, so they have some beside the wine cask. They have various jugs that you can take. No sacks of wine, but you can take a little small jug with you and fill it with whatever you want. They have ale, they have Solarian wine, they have wine from the vineyards of Prize, which is supposedly the best tasting wine.
And it's all just they're offering it to everybody?
Well, it's inside the campus inn, so you can go back in and it's part of what you paid for.
Okay.
In your stay.
So Karis is definitely taking a sip of the finest wine, and now that he knows that he can't take it with him in the sack.
But you can take a jug.
I know, but I
too much to carry?
Yeah, too much to carry, and he was planning on, drinking it after he wins the melee.
Oh, fair enough. Orgel, you'll see he has produced, you don't know where he got it from, but this little crossover messenger bag, which he fills with 3 jugs of ale and various pastries and sweets. Everything's, it all comes with it, so gotta take advantage of these things. He gives Karis a nice pat on the back.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
You should take some ale or wine if that's your thing.
I'll get some wine. I fill the jug up with the good stuff.
Birdie, who has walked in, he grabs a couple things. He doesn't think anybody's gonna think twice about it, and he looks to the group and he says, "So, Silsey, Vilcarna has already paid me for the day. So, anywhere you want to go, I will take you there. Of course, I won't be paying for that. You'll have to pay to get yourselves in to wherever you want to go. But I heard, just a little rumor, that some of your names were signed up for some of the events." Orgel steps over. He's like, "Yeah, I signed us up." What was that, Silsey?
Orgel signed us up for all kinds of stuff. I think I'm getting my fortune told or something.
You can make an intelligence check if you don't remember. If you wrote it down, you remember. Or if you just remember, you remember. That's fine. Do you remember that? Or are you asking for a check?
No, I remember.
Okay, no. Okay. Yeah, that is the very first thing that will be happening this morning. And he pulls out a few maps and passes them around. And I sent that text to the group. It is a map of Solaria. So if you want to view that map, you can kind of look at it, and I will tell you where some things are. If you want to jot this down really quickly. And this is, unfortunately, it's not one of our beautiful maps that was created by another person, a dear friend of mine, but it is a hand-drawn map by me. So, yours truly did this map. So it's not quite as beautimous as the other one. So the fate reading is taking place in the Commerce District. you know that there are walls. There are 10 to 20 foot walls, depending on which section of the city you're going into. For example, the Nobility District has a 20-foot wall around it. The University District has a 15-foot wall. Everything else has a 10-foot wall, besides the barracks, which also has a 20-foot wall. And there are 2 separate gates for each wall. So it's possible to enter or exit through 2 different parts of that district. There's not a set place to enter or exit. It does both on both gates.
Okay.
So
what you're saying is it'll be easier to climb over the ones that aren't as tall.
fair, because Birdie actually lets you know, as he is pointing out things on the map, he lets you know that it is going to cost money to get into some of the districts today. So it's not going to be too expensive to get into the various districts. But by the time you go from the University District, which is at the top, right under the Eastern and the Northeastern Housing and Residential District, you have to go through the Hospital District, the Council or Court District, the Nobility District. You have to go through all of those just to get to the Commerce District. So Birdie looks at you, Silsey. So it's going to be very hard to navigate, and he motions outside as y'all start to walk outside while you're looking at your maps. It's going to be very hard to navigate with any sort of carts. You're going to see that walking is faster. So, Vilcarna, she's working in the stables until this evening. I'm sure that your horse and your cart will be taken care of. And if it's not, then Silsey, she's your girlfriend. So, you can take it up with her.
Yeah, I hope Patty is okay for the day. It's a crazy time out here.
Who's Patty?
She'll be okay.
Pat. Oh, is that your horse? I'm sure
Yep.
she'll be fine.
Yep. She's been through a lot.
So, if you'll bear with me for just a moment, as he pauses as you have walked outside now, he says, the Commerce District is where we're going first. And then, after the fate readings, you can feel free to gorge yourselves on the feast. There is a lunchtime feast, a midday feast that will be happening. Of course, it costs money, but things are going to be. Some things will be cheaper today, like food, and then other things will be more expensive, like the shops, like getting clothes, armor, that kind of stuff will be more expensive because they are trying to sell certain things, while the food, they're just trying to push out large quantities. So there'll be all kinds of deals for your feasting pleasure today. But, and Birdie takes a pause, we have a lot of walking to do, probably about 2 miles, 3 miles in total after we go everywhere and back up to this district to see Vilcarna this evening. You'll see the stadium is marked. That is the Chalice. It is the largest stadium on the continent. So, and Birdie looks at Eucharis and Orgel. I'm going to presume that these 2 hefty, strong gentlemen will be taking care of the melee tonight.
You know, it could be that way. You know, here's the hoping, at least. But yeah, I'm ready. We're gonna do this thing.
All right. So he starts to lead you out of the university district. Is everybody going along with this? Just following him? It is packed. Like I said, you see people of all walks of life wandering. It is very tight to walk through these city streets. You see all sorts of elves, drow, dwarves, dragonborn, Asimar, tieflings, even some furbolgs, some orcs, half orcs, and even here and there you see a couple Goliaths. It is free to go through to the hospital district, so you pass by. There's no guard there. You walk past the catacombs, and you all, just with your passive perception, you hear Orgel start to chant under his breath. Catacomb, catacomb. And if there's nowhere you'd like to stop, you will be entering through to the court district. I want everyone to give me a perception check first.
That is a 14 for me.
Okay.
I had a nat 20, so 13. Off to a good start.
Oh my goodness.
Laura, you're a little loud. Can you turn your mic down just a hair?
And I'd say Karis is also trying to look for signs of Skullface as well. Or the bat.
Okay. So 14. Nat 20. You don't. I don't think you have to mute right now, Laura. Because I don't think the sound's bleeding. But feel free to do what you want. So nat 20 or 14. Silsey, you rolled a what?
13.
13. So with a 13 and 14, you take notice of your general surroundings, that there is a heavy presence of guards. You see the city guard dressed in their gold and blue, and you see also the aerial guard riding on their griffins and hippogriffs overhead. With a nat 20, Valmea, you, Cam, will you just mute until? Sorry. With a nat 20, Valmea, you see various small children. They're handing out flyers to certain individuals that they pick out.
Is there any kind of correlation in the people that they seem to be targeting?
You seem. I guess it is bleeding over. I'm sorry. You seem to notice that all the people that are getting flyers seem to be working class. They don't have the appearance of aristocracy.
Can I take a flyer?
You want to approach one of these children?
Yeah, I just want to see what it says.
So yeah, there is a small drow, little girl who sees you and passes over a flyer. And on this, you notice a symbol that is a triangle with 3 lines bisecting through it. And it says in Vorian, it says down with Davor. DEY''VORE.
Am I familiar with that at all?
So you remember when you were in the catacombs, you were talking with your spirit guides. You were looking for a Cora Davor.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Does it have? I mean, like, does the flyer say anything else?
No, but you do recall from the catacombs, Cora Davor. You were given a location, and it was supposedly like hundreds of levels below the ground. You were given a location that that said like the the tomb of the kings or tomb of royalty, something to that effect. You don't quite remember exactly, but you remember that that name is connected with royalty. And you know just by living on the continent and under the Vorian Empire that the Vor Queen, you don't know her full name, but you do know that her last name is Vor, Vore. So this person must be some sort of relative.
Um,
Do you want to ask the child anything, or you just take it and go?
I feel like I would just take it and keep walking.
Okay. All right. So you are able to find the group after about a minute of searching, um, and y'all are all at the gate to enter into the court district. And there is a Goliath guard who is standing there, and he has a large cauldron that is beside him on the ground. And he looks at your group and he says, "So, how many in your group?" I'm counting 1. He points at Birdie, and then 2 points at Oracle, then Valmea is 3, and then he looks at Karis 4 and Silsey 5. That's going to be 5 stags. And you know that stags are the equivalent of silver. So 5 silver.
This one's on me, guys. And I hand him 5 silver.
Okay.
Or 5 stacks.
So you can mark off uh, 5 silver or 5 stags from your purse. And each person, he's going to give a stamp on your wrist. And you look down, you don't see anything. But each person, he stamps.
Sir, I don't see my stamp.
Oh, it's there. Do you have any arcane abilities?
Sort of, yeah.
If you're able to detect magic of any sort, you'll be able to see it's there.
Thank you.
No problem. Come on in. Busy day. So, you all take your stamp and you are ushered into the court district. Birdie, your tout, he turns around to you and says, "Okay, so the next one is probably going to be the most expensive. And then we got to get to the Commerce District. That should be free to get in. So we got to pay the nobility. Like they don't get enough of our coin." He turns around. And then he actually turns back around and he says, "Karis, right?
Yeah,
Thank you for that."
you're welcome. I feel like you're doing us a very kind gesture, so I wanted to pay you back in some way.
Oh, it's no problem. I got paid, to be honest. I got paid, but
That is true, but we appreciate you.
well, thank
Think
you.
of it more as like a tip,
I'm willing to accept tips and bribes, but don't judge that on me.
What would a bribe get us?
Well, I don't know if you need anything right now. And he actually gives you a wink. You can make an insight check.
I'll wink back at him. Do a double take. Insight. Let's do it. Ooh, what is that? +4 and proficiency. That's a nat 20.
So within nat 20 plus 4 is 24. He is into you.
Oh.
Yeah, like really into you. You see him blushing.
Hey, might hit you up on that.
Okay. And he turns around really quickly.
Where are we going, Birdie?
So y'all pass through the court district, and today you see there is another crowd that is packed, which it is not a good thing when there is a packed crowd in the court district. Because if you recall, before you got to the catacombs, when there's a crowd in the court district, it usually means public execution. And that seems to be what is on the docket for today.
Harvesttide?
Yeah. If you don't want to talk to any strangers, you can give me a perception check. Everybody. If you want to go up to a stranger, have a conversation.
I do not want to talk to a stranger about
Pocket execution.
I am not above asking a stranger
Me either.
what's going on.
Okay. So the pair of you, you see this this human man with his daughter, and they're looking. That's when you see him lift her up and put her on his shoulders.
I'm just gonna walk up and be like, "Hey, do you know who's getting executed today?"
Oh, these are all the best. All the best executions happen during Harvesttide. I cannot wait. He looks up at his young daughter. He's like, "You can't wait either, can you?" They high five.
There's such thing as a good execution.
Are you kidding me? And the daughter takes over. Yeah, the criminals that do the most heinous things get their heads cut off, and it's so much fun, right, Daddy? You're right.
Okay.
What sort of heinous things would you have to do to find yourself in that predicament?
And the father about speaks, but the daughter interrupts. She goes, "Oh, all kinds of stuff like conspiracy against the crown. Let's see, threatening a judge. There's one today I know that it's a serial killer. It killed like 10 people.
Sounds like a pretty normal person to me.
You protect killers?
No, but I'm not saying that I haven't run into a lot of them before.
He looks up at his daughter, and they just kind of start to walk away from you.
Sorry, guys. I'm kind of anti-establishment.
At this point, Cecily's very interested. What makes the judge immune to threats?
Are you talking to him as they walk away?
Yes.
Sweetie, just ignore the crazy people, okay? Let's go. And they walk away.
That's fair. Fair enough.
All right, Bertie, let's get out of here.
Bertie is just kind of looking around awkwardly. He's like, "Okay, that was weird. Let's go."
What do you think about it?
Think about the executions?
Yeah.
I've lived here for 30 years. You know, I'm used to it. This is my home. You know, I understand. I've been abroad. I've been to the Red Plains of Moel, and but just because they do things differently out there, it's not wrong or right. Who's to say? Who's to say? I don't know. I just know how it's done here, and this is how they do things. They have the death penalty. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I feel like, tradition is something that may not be the best thing, but it's still,
Sure.
Holds weight with the community and the story of this place.
Well, I don't want to say it too loud, but there's a little resistance starting to grow, like an underground sort of thing. So I just don't want there to be any fighting. Let the criminals die. I'm just saying. I'm willing to entertain other positions. But on that note, though, we got to get this guy, and he points at Silsey. You got to get him to his reading. They'll wait, but they won't wait too long.
Let's go.
All right, so he turns around.
One of my friends.
Go ahead, Silsey.
So if one of my friends got accused of something and I threatened the judge, they would cut my head off.
Well, see, and he folds his arm. He folds his arm and he says, "They give you an opportunity to prove that you're innocent. They give you one of those new, they just started it in the last 10 years. What are they called? Counselors. They give you a counselor that stands up for you. He'll do all the smart talk for you. Like, you don't have to worry about it. He'll talk to the judge. You won't even have to say anything to the judge."
Oracle. That sounds like something that's right up your alley, dude.
Orgel is not paying attention at all. What?
Okay,
Y'all were boring me. No offense. I'm trying to be
You got it.
etiquette.
Ah.
Trying to be etiquette. Yeah.
Yep.
That's the word I heard. I did. I heard it.
Well, doesn't matter anymore.
Smartest guy I know.
That's right.
Why, thank you, Silsey. You know what? Best friend I ever had.
Aw.
Besides Crete, of course. Besides Crete. But
Speaking of,
one and two.
I hope we find Crete.
I'm not having a lot of hope for it, but maybe. And as you are walking and talking, you get to the nobility gate, where you see a large dwarf. He is probably tall for a dwarf, but still shorter than all of your party except for Silsey. Silsey is probably a little taller than you, and but he is definitely stouter than you, Silsey. And a lot of it looks like it could be muscle. Like under that armor, you can't really tell, but he has a thick neck. This is a thick boy. So y'all want to go into the nobility district for the day, or would you like to buy a week pass?
I'd say just for the day, but yeah.
let's start with a day.
Why would we stay here a week?
Here's the the Harvesttide festival lasts all week. The full 10 days. You know that, right?
Yeah, we knew that.
Birdie speaks up for you. He's like, they're not native to Solaria, so you'll have to excuse them.
We're competing.
What is your week pass? What's the cost of that? He looks around. Well, for the lot of you, that's he gets out a sheet of parchment paper. He looks down. 20.
You say 20 silver?
No. That's gonna be 20 blessing for the week. That's for all of you. For all of you, of course. If you just want a day's pass, there's 5 of you. That's going to be 8 blessing.
I don't care. And I toss him 20 blessing. We'll take the week pass.
Well, if you're not going to take your change, I'll accept it as a tip, if you don't mind. And he's like looking
That's
over his
fine.
shoulder for his superior.
Just make sure we don't have any problems
Oh,
at the gate.
Of course. And he puts a green bracelet around each of your wrists that when it snaps onto your wrist, you hear a clink, and it starts to dig into your skin all the way around. It's slightly painful at first, but then you move your hand around. Seems fine. It'll fall off at the end of the week. You won't be able to put it back on. It's fancy magic that the drow and the elves and the Svirnevlin those individuals, magic users, they created it, and it's too fancy for me. But go ahead, come on.
Is there any, before we go, is there anything, what's the best thing to do in this district this week?
The best thing? Well, basically the only thing. Well, the chalice is technically in the residential area. We claim it. Well, I'm not nobility, but the nobility claim it as their own, but it belongs to the regular people. And, of course, you gotta go to the theater to see Leia the Lock. I mean, it's gonna be brilliant.
Alright, we may do that. Thank you.
Alright, come on through. He motions you by. And, so you make your way through the nobility district. Is there anything you would like to do before you go through to the commerce district?
Are there posters about the play?
Yes, you do see posters about the play. You see drawings and paintings of actors performing and in melodramatic looking expressions. That's it looks generic, but you just think that's probably just what the artist intended.
What period do you think we're in theater-wise?
Theater-wise? Oh, I don't know. It's probably a little past Shakespeare's time, where like Shakespeare would just be getting popular. It doesn't translate exactly because it's a different universe, but yeah. I guess if you're metagaming, it would be a little bit past where Shakespeare was popular.
Okay.
So Leia the Lock is actually from a playwright who, and this is metagame, from a playwright who in this world is like Shakespeare, but has passed on.
So Karis could tell by the posters themselves and how ornate they are that this is like a really big thing.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And they'll be doing, the poster says, every night of Harvesttide.
Wow.
After the melee. Well, hold on, let me get that correct. Before the melee. Every night of Harvesttide.
Karis is definitely interested in attending.
Cool. Do you express that to Birdie?
Yeah, I would. These posters sound like it's, or they look like they're pretty well done.
Oh, they are well done.
Yeah, it's these actors.
I auditioned last year for what was it called? Kingdom Come. I auditioned for the main part of Kingdom Come last year. I didn't even get close, and I'm pretty good. So
I bet you are.
I mean, it's expensive, but I am using all my money to go to every night this week. I can't wait.
Do you mind if I tag along?
Sure, that's fine. Does do the rest of you want to come?
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, I could go.
I'll pass. Says Oracle.
Oracle.
I'll go to a bar. It's fine.
Come and take a nap. That's not out of the ordinary.
That wouldn't be. It wouldn't be etiquette.
Yeah.
I learned it wouldn't be.
It's true. That was actually a test, and you passed on etiquette.
Hey.
Brains gonna kickstart a little bit. But hey, you could probably use your money a little bit more wisely at the bar. Well, for you.
And as you are talking, and they just let you right on through the commerce district because they know once you get in there, they're gonna get your money because you smell the food that is cooking for the lunch feast and probably something that's been started for the dinner feast as well, and it's just overwhelming. Your mouth, you just had breakfast, you're full, but your mouth is salivating. You want to try whatever is being cooked up right now. You can't decide if it's the fried cakes that you smell that you want or if it's the steaks with the Moellian seasoning on them. You can't decide which way to go first. But don't worry, you'll get to have your feast later. So you see all these booths, all these vendors, um, all the shops that are here have brought out their best objects, their best artifacts and things to buy, and put them on tables. And they're trying to get people to come by, and they're running back into their shop for different sizes of robes and stuff. And it is just really busy. What would you like to do? You're in the commerce district now.
I was on mute. I'll just back that up.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but that food smelled really, really good. Might
I could go
try
with
some
the
of
food.
that. Yeah. Or, hey, we could pass and get Silsey here ready for the big task.
Hey, don't eat yet. You just had breakfast. Let's go to the fate reading, and then we'll get lunch. I promise he'll still be there. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Don't wear yourself out already. It's a long week. So
Sounds like a good plan.
Sounds good.
he leads you all to um, this vendor who has a booth that is like a huge cart. It's black. It's ornate, and the doors open. There are red curtains, and then there's a small stage with a little table and two stools. And you see that there is a there's a fox fiend that is laying down cards, and this fox fiend is in a really beautiful long red dress, and um, there's some sort of crystal ball in between them, and then there's also a smaller little cube that is projecting both of their voices as the fox fiend is reading what is laid down on the table. So each person is having a public fate reading. A young half elf, at least you believe, half elf young woman steps down, and the fox fiend pulls out a sheet of paper, and she looks at it, and she calls out, there doesn't seem to be a name here, but I do see Silsey. Is there a Silsey?
Yeah, that's me.
Would you mind coming on up?
All right.
As I do a very bad Australian accent. And so, Silsey, you walk on up the steps. It is pretty The steps are pretty high, for Silsey at least. So it takes some maneuvering, and Orgel will lend a hand, help you get up onto the stage.
Thanks, bud.
Give me just a second. I have the cards that I want to make sure when you do your roll that we have the cards pulled up. There we go. There's the fate cards. So, is this your first fate reading?
It is. I don't really know what to expect. So
Well, wouldn't you know it? We have a virgin on the stage. Welcome.
I don't know about that, but
Oh,
yeah.
Trust me, I do know about it. Now, they call us oracles or seers. It's either one, interchangeable. I technically prefer oracles, but, and she shuffles the large deck of cards. The cards are like really long, so about the size of my head. Thinner, but these are huge cards. Silsey, you see that they're very ornate and gorgeous. Like whoever painted these, very talented. So you can call me Vakeshis or Vaka for short. I don't know if you've ever met one of me, but I'm what's called an Arcanoloth. So, don't be put off. I know you've heard all kinds of stories about fiends. I'm not going to take your soul, but I am going to help you interpret your present, learn from your past, and have a peek into your future. So, Silsey, I need you to roll a D100. Because this is a real fate reading, and it is not going to be, it's not pre-planned by me. You're actually going to decide your fate with the roll of a D100.
oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. Oh god.
Well, you don't know what the numbers mean.
Oh. 38.
Okay.
That's respectable.
So
See, whoa.
as she lays down the cards, you see that, and they're not facing up. They're downward facing. You see that she is doing a trifold in which there are just 3 cards. Now, usually there is a T-fold where there are 5 cards, but today we are just doing the trifold because, it's free. So I need you to roll 2 more D100s. So we have 38.
Okay. 38. We got 90
90.
and 23.
23.
Both ends of the spectrum.
So first, she flips over the card to the left, to her left. Now this is Silsey's past. It will give us some sort of insight into his past, and hopefully he can learn from it. Now a 38. She flips over the card, And on it, you see a horde of flies on the card. And the flies seem like they're moving. One fly even pops up off the card and flies into your face, and then flies away, comes back and plops back down on the card. Oh! Can you see that? And she holds up the card for everyone. What was also on the card, you saw two very thin, like to the ribs, you could see their skeleton, two thin orc children, and they're surrounded by this horde of flies going up and vultures on all sides. Now that can be unfortunate, but it just tells about what has happened in your past. So it's better that it's, better than seeing it in the future, right? Now this is the fate card of plagues or famine. Typically, this points to when you're viewing it in your past, like you are. It lends itself for a person to think about misfortune of their life. And perhaps that you need to revisit that misfortune and settle it. There's something that's bothering you that was very destructive in your past. I know I've lost the accent. I apologize. Do you want to say anything, Silsey? She kind of lingers and looks at you.
I did lose my father. I don't know if he's dead or if he's still out there somewhere.
Well, son, he's probably dead, judging by this card. But I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Thanks.
Of course, no problem. And she flips over the middle card. Now this would be representative of your future. And she flips it over, and you see a large throne that is jagged, and there are, it looks like snouts of dragons all over it. And so you just see these mouths of dragons and sharp teeth open. These mouths are open like they're ready to chomp. And those are all over this throne. Oh, well, the Vor Queen's throne, of course. How wonderful that you would get it on this beautiful Harvesttide morning. Now, what this usually means is that there is something either deadly, or there's another way to interpret this, or that there is something that you're going to kill. It could be deadly for you, could be deadly for someone else. I'm not sure. That's just what the world is telling me about you, dear Silsey.
I'm not sure how to take that one. I don't have any enemies, I don't think, anymore. So,
Oh, I assure you, you do. All right. The third and final card. She flips it over, and this one is upside down. And on it, you see a figure that looks like it could be a ghost, but it is dressed in dark black robes, and there is just this hint of a face where the hood is, and this phantom carries a long spear, and the spear seems to be glowing with this purplish color. So this is the phantom reversed. Now, what it typically means is there is something that is weighing on your mind. When it's reversed, when the phantom is reversed, dear Silsey, what it means is that there is someone that you have lost, that you haven't quite reckoned with yet. And by lost, I mean death.
I think that I said earlier.
Oh, you're very muffled.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you told me earlier that my father is apparently not alive anymore.
Well, the cards speak for themselves. It's not me. It is the world speaking to you. But would you rather have a peek into your past or a peek into your future?
I think you already know most about my past. So let's go future.
She puts a hand over the orb, the darkened orb, and it starts to twirl. The colors inside of it start to blend from a dark gray to a little bit of a navy blue. They twist, and then you see a purplish color and then a red color, and then they all give way to this fuzzy scene. And by fuzzy, I mean it's kind of hard to see, but you can tell that you're in there. And you also see some members of a group. You can't tell. You think one is possibly Valmea because you see horns, but you don't see anybody else that you recognize. It seems to be that you and Valmea have gone off on your own to do some sort of excursion. And then you begin to recognize this place. And you recognize it as your childhood home. And as Silsey in the vision, in the orb, is looking around, you notice that both Valmea and Silsey are crying, and that Silsey is going through the ashes of what once were his childhood home. She lets that scene linger in the crystal ball for a moment, waiting with a pregnant pause to see if you'll say anything. She wants to make sure she gets some emotion out of you to get some tips from the crowd.
So am I standing or sitting right now, or?
Silsey is sitting on a stool.
Okay, so he's gonna hop down and start walking away rather quickly. very alarmed
Mm.
by what could be happening to his mother. Basically, he wants to get out now.
Yeah. So you hop down and you enter back into the crowd, and Vaka, the Oracle, she stands up. She says, "Well, sometimes readings do go like that, and I apologize, dear Silsey, if you saw something you didn't quite like. I will have to go through the memory log of the crystal ball to see what so perturbed you. But, as you can see, he's very upset. Did you get your money's worth? Please feel free to tip. I accept all sorts of currency, whether it be Vorian currency, the ancient and banned Moelian currency, the Seruian currency, even Avernian currency." And she sits back down and she starts to look through the list again.
I'd say before, like during the reading, like Karis slipped like 2 stacks into Birdie's pocket, and I lean in and say, "Tell me about this uprising when you get a chance."
He just nods his head. So, Silsey makes it back to the group. And Birdie takes you in. Are you upset visibly, Silsey?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm walking past them.
So, yeah, Birdie tries to grab you, like to comfort you, like tries to grab you, but Orgle gets there first. Make a dexterity check. I'm not going to say. Sure, let's make it a saving throw. Make it a dexterity saving throw. That's where you can add a little bit more to it, hopefully. What you got?
18. Wait. +1, so 19.
That's very good. So you do manage to save, and he dives after you and misses and falls to the ground. Oh, Silsey, come back.
But what?
I didn't hear you.
What?
Said why? You can't just leave the group.
If someone's burning my home, my mother's there.
I don't think there's anything that we can do from here, though. That's several days away. We will go. We'll go. But we have our mission first. We have to kill Skullface.
Who are we saving if we kill Skullface? And what does it matter if I can't save her?
You don't know how many people Skullface has killed? Do you know why I want to kill Skullface? He slaughtered my adoptive parents in cold blood. But he didn't stop. He didn't stop there, Silsey. He slaughtered the rest of the village. Men, women, and children.
Okay,
If we don't kill him, he could be the person who burns your parents' home.
That's a very good point. I think we need to stop the evil that has affected all of us. And in doing that, hopefully we can prevent the future, or at least change it.
Okay. Okay. He kind of settles down a little bit.
I walk over and give him a pat on the back. It's gonna be all right.
Yep.
We'll figure it out.
It's just, I wanted to think it wasn't real, but how could she have known to recreate where I live?
There's powerful magic out there. Well, Birdie, where are we up to next?
It's feasting time. So, let's go eat.
Where do you guys want to go eat? Is there one central feast, or is there like...
That's what I get paid for. Don't you know? And Birdie leads the way. So Birdie takes you he takes you further into the commerce district. Let's see here. So, there are various vendors. He takes you back to the place where it doesn't have a name on it, but he takes you to the place where you smelled the steaks with the Moellian spices, and y'all sit down to have your fill at that, which is going to end up costing everybody 1 stag.
I'm good with that.
Silsey cannot afford it. He has no money.
I got Celsi.
Okay.
With Oracle.
Yeah, Oracle's fine. He hands over a silver stag.
I do as well.
All right. So, it's mainly a large chunk of bread that has been baked with various cheeses and other spices, and you have that steak, and then there is some sort of wild corn on the side, and it's served with a Solarian ale. After the lunch feast, you begin to head out for the mage duel. Valmea, you are fighting in the mage duel. So, as you're walking, Birdie is explaining it to you. All right, so if you win this one match, you get to play or fight, whatever it's called. Play with magic, hurt people with magic, whatever. You get to do that again tomorrow. And then if you win tomorrow, you get to do it the next day and the next day until the final day of Harvesttide when there is the Magic Championships. So, best of luck to you. From everyone else, I'm going to need another silver stag. That's going to cost us to get into the chalice. So, Orgel covers you, Silsey. Everybody else have the silver stag? Go ahead and mark it off. 1 silver stag. Birdie says, all right, Valmea, I need you to wait here. I'll come back for you. Okay? So once you've gotten inside the gates, he kind of tells you to wait right where you just paid. I'm going to go take them to their seats. I'm going to show them where to go. It's pretty much a free-for-all. Sit wherever you want. I'm just going to show them how to get there. So you seem to be a little early, so there's not as many people trickling into the chalice yet. But, I mean, there's a fair amount of people. You probably, if you had to estimate, you'd say like 500 people are in the chalice right now. And if so once, whoa, what was that? Did y'all hear the brrr?
Something powering on, it sounded like.
So, once you get into the chalice, you see people. You think it probably holds about 10,000. It's a pretty big little stadium here. Pretty big little stadium. And they're not individual seats. It's just stone seating all the way around, kind of like the Coliseum. You get the idea that this is a very old stadium. And you're not sure if Birdie was telling the truth because you think that there might be bigger stadiums out there. You think this one's an old model, and maybe some of the other cities might have a newer model. You don't know, but it's just an idea that's floating through your heads. You see vendors walking around who are selling sticks of squirrel, and they also have people who are carrying around some sort of pastries and are kind of like hawkers yelling that it cost a brux or 1 copper for a little pastry. So you can't beat that. So a copper for a squirrel, a fried squirrel, a copper for pastry. It's up to you. Now, so Orgel, Karis, and Silsey, you're all seated. And Birdie says, okay, I'll try to find you. I'm going to go take Valmea backstage to get ready.
Wait.
Yes?
If I try to say discreetly, is assistance allowed?
No. Very much not allowed. No. Definitely not. Do not do that. You will get in trouble. You'll be in jail. Don't do that. Don't. Oh gosh. Vilcarna will kill you. Like, you might go to jail, but she'll kill you. I'm pretty sure she wants to see you tonight at her performance.
Okay.
We shouldn't need much assistance.
I like the confidence. And he turns and he walks down, leaving Karis, Orgel, and Silsey in the stands. Valmea. He takes you down under the stadium through this one little tunnel where you see people who are rehearsing their spells, and they're talking with trainers, and that's when you start to feel a little overwhelmed and that you weren't quite prepared for this when Orgel signed you up. Let's go find the matches, and we'll see when you have to go. And so he walks over, and you find your name about 3 duels down. So they're
Not me, so get this over with early.
Well, that's true, but usually they give unknowns to the most experienced people. So good luck. They have healers on hand. Try not to outright die, though.
I'll do my very best. Thank you.
I'll be praying to Aldur for you that you survive.
I appreciate that.
Do you need anything else? I'm going to go watch. We can meet afterward. As soon as you're finished, just meet us down at the end of this tunnel.
They got it from here. Thank you.
Make a Constitution check.
No. $16.
Not too bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So you feel butterflies in your stomach, but you're able to calm them down a little bit.
Cool.
Calm them down. Yeah. So you hear the crowd start to get bigger, and then it feels like the stadium's kind of rocking because of the cheering, and before you know it, your name's being called.
Here we go.
All right, so next up, and this is a Sverfnevlin woman, so like a dark gnome. She says, next up, it is Pinter, the Bugbear, versus Valmaya. Valmaya. Is Valmaya here?
It's Valmea. I'm right here.
Sure it is, sweetie. So what? Good luck. I want you to understand that Pinter will try not to kill you, but
Well, how kind.
honestly, you might die. We do have healers out there. I hope you've said some prayers. Okay, go.
Right.
She shoos you out.
I'm mumbling under my breath. Yeah, thanks a lot, Orgel. I really wanted to do this right now.
So, you see a yellow and beige furred bugbear who is dressed kind of like a cowboy. He has like a vest on, no armor, but long, like pleated jeans, or what look like jeans. They don't have jeans, but they look like them. And then he's wearing huge heeled boots. So, kind of like a cowboy. there is a referee who walks out to the center of the arena, and you see him grab a small cube. It's a small blue, like navy blue cube or box, and he taps on it. Hello. Taps on it again. Greetings. God damn it. Taps on it again. Welcome to the famous Mage Jewels. Now, if you will please put your hands together for Pinter the Bugbear. And Pinter waves both hands. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pinter is a graduate of Solaria University. He knows how to wield his wand, so to speak, and also he's been known to defeat a few dragons in his day. Y'all can make y'all no need to make insight checks. You think that she's making that up, but so Karis and Silsey, you see Valmea walk out there, and you give a little boo to the bugbear. Valmea, this gnome turns to you and says, "All right, now you're going to take 10 paces that way to your right, or just turn around. Yeah, turn around. Okay, thank you. 10 paces that way, and then you will hear a loud noise, and that's when you can start dueling. Do you understand?"
Yeah.
So you speak Vorian. That's good. Okay, so 10 paces that way, and she runs out of the way. That is when you hear a loud boom come from somewhere inside the stadium that just echoes. But you know that is your signal to begin dueling. So roll for initiative, Valmea.
Okay. It's a 2. I rolled a nat 1.
Okay. So Pinter is going to go first.
It's been nice knowing you all.
It's just initiative.
So that so Pinter flicks his wand, because you see that he uses a wand. You don't need a wand. If you wanted to like go to the university and learn how to use one, you could. Okay?
One guardian Leviosa.
Right. So, let's see. You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. An 18.
18. So you managed to save, but you're going to take half. Okay? So he casts with his wand. It looks like a red beam, and then all of a sudden it gets bigger and it turns into a fireball as it comes at you, and you're just able to dodge out of the way. Okay, so you're going to take half of 28. So that's 14 fire damage.
Ouch.
I'm a level 2.
Okay?
So, immediately dead.
Dead?
I mean, like, yeah, my hit points are 13.
Okay. So
Okay.
Oh.
What does he say when
I thought
he...
I was level 3.
you should be level 3. You should have more hit points than that.
Are we level 3?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
level 3. So
Why is mine showing 2?
it's okay. I think I have a copy, or at least I can roll your hit points really quickly. But you're gonna have a little bit more than 13, luckily,
Please.
because you would die if you just had 13. But
Yeah.
you should be level 3 though. So
I don't know why it never
mm,
registered.
it's okay.
I'm gonna go back to paper.
I believe it's a. I believe it's a D6. That's what you roll.
Yeah.
Plus 2 probably. Sounds right. So you want to roll it?
You can roll it. Maybe you have better luck than me.
Okay. I rolled
Say
a.
that now.
I rolled a 4 plus 2,
Okay.
so you have 6 added on to that. So,
Alright.
so total you have what?
Okay.
19 HP.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I just took.
16.
Alright. I'm heavily hurting.
I thought it was 14. I thought it was 28,
I
right?
think it was 14.
14? Yeah,
Yes.
14. So you have 19 HP minus 14. That's 5 HP left, right? Okay. So you have 5 HP left.
Just don't get hit anymore.
I mean,
You can do your
I
level
love
up after this if you're still alive, because apparently.
okay.
So you take that damage and you are hurting badly. You see the gnome say, "Just quit! Throw in the towel!"
I'm really not even opposed because I literally did not sign up for this.
Literally.
Could be a tactic, for sure.
Okay, what can I even do?
What spells do you have?
I don't know. I don't have any spells yet. This is a bad idea. It's just a bad idea all around, you know?
I know that your spirit guides gave you a spell, but I think you wrote it down. And then you should have. Should have a couple cantrips.
I have one cantrip,
Okay.
so I can do that.
Use it. What is it?
It's thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy.
That's not gonna do any damage.
Exactly.
You're sorcerer. So, level 3, but you haven't leveled up yet. So you should have 4 cantrips and a first level spell. No. 3 first level spells.
Yeah. I don't think anything that I could come up with right now is
Right.
really going to help me, unless I did conjure up my little spirit guides. But I think that would be illegal.
No.
Is it?
It's a
Anything
magic
goes?
jewel.
Can I try that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have any of my stuff on me?
Yes, I would say that you carried what was necessary. out
Okay,
there.
cool. So I'm going to pull out my little, I have a holy symbol. So I'm just going to hang on to that and start talking. Like, please, I know you guys are there. I know you can hear me. In a little bit of a situation here, I could really use your help.
With pleasure.
Wow. Okay, great. Is there any sort of damage that you can do for me, for this guy?
So you know that they can leech health. So I believe it's a dex save that he has to make. Actually, I think it's a Constitution save. So he's gonna make a Constitution save, and your DC should be like 12, I believe.
Okay.
Which he does not succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So Pinter is going to take some damage. I believe it is 2d6.
So is it psych damage?
Yes.
Okay. Come on. Okay, so he's gonna take 9.
Ooh, there you go. He goes, whoa! Whoa! He grabs his head. How dare you! And he is going to cast Firebolt at you.
Rip. R.I.P. in peace.
You didn't die the first time, you might die this time. As long as it's not more than your HP. Firebolt. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so this is going to... He's going to make a ranged attack. So that is 17 to hit.
That'll do it. Oh, wait. Wait, no, not anymore.
What's your AC?
Oh, wait. No, yeah. Yeah, that'll do it.
So this is going to do... Ooh. So that does 6 damage.
Okay. I'm unconscious.
So as you are falling unconscious after you've been hit by this firebolt, you hear the gnome, the male gnome, run out and say, "Oh, time is up! Time is up! We have a victor! The victor is Pinter, the bugbear!"
Cool.
And the next thing you know, you are being awakened under the tunnel by a friendly face. It is a Surf Neblin, so a deep gnome or dark gnome. And this friendly young lady says, "So, it looks like you took a spill there."
Yeah. You could say that.
Well, you should be feeling all better. Cam, will you mute for a second?
Yeah, sorry.
You're good. You're going to get 12 HP back.
Thank you very much.
It is my pleasure. I hope you will eat something and get to feeling better. Now, shake off this loss. Go enjoy Harvesttide. I would suggest, though, maybe doing a little bit more training before you sign up next time. I don't mean that offensively. I've seen people get really hurt. I've seen one person even die.
I believe it. I will definitely think about that next time.
As your metagame thinking, I almost died.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we hadn't have leveled up to level 3, I would have died. Alright. So, Karis, Silsey, and Valmea, you see Birdie and Orgle down at the tunnel as you are prepared to leave the chalice. So, this is Birdie talking. So what next? Would you like to do a little bit of shopping, or is anybody?
I'd say anything that prepares us for melee tonight would be nice. Or recovery.
Ooh, we
Valmea here.
can go buy some potions, and then eat a little bit, and we'll come back over to the chalice. How about that?
It sounds good to me. Anything to help.
Is assistance allowed at the melee?
No. Why do you keep trying to cheat?
He's not cheating.
It is cheating.
Exactly.
They'll throw you in jail. Jail, Silsey. Jail.
Not like a spell during it, maybe just like a buffer before.
Like a ritual.
I don't know if that's against the rules. You can try. You can surely try. But if you end up in jail, Silsey, I am going to have to break that to your lovely girlfriend, and when she turns fuming mad, that's on you.
I know this.
I'm not sure if you do. I really don't know.
So what do you say, Birdie? Let's go find some potions.
Yeah. So they had a change of plans. So today's melee got moved up, and they pushed the theater performance until later this evening. So, as I was saying, that's why we'll only have time to go get potions and eat before the melee, because they pushed the theater performance back because the lead character got sick.
A little bit of stage fright, huh?
And because you paid him 2 silver to ask about the uprising, he's going to whisper to you as everybody starts to walk. He leans over to you, Karis, and says, I don't think he's really sick. I think it has to do with the uprising.
Alright. Is there any way we could, or you could, share a location that would be of importance to someone looking for said lead actor or a secret event?
Do you know the symbol?
No, I don't.
Ask Valmea to see that flyer and look for the triangular symbol. If you see that, that means it's happening.
Thank you.
And he leads you back through to the commerce district, and you're able to find a vendor who is selling artillery and also potions. So behind the table is this tall orc woman. She folds her arms like this. She says, "So, what would you like?"
Let us know what you have. We're looking for potions.
Oh, we have potions. She places a couple onto the table. These are both bright red. Is this the kind of potion you're talking about? The potions that will, sort of ones that will give you some life back.
Maybe? Or a boost of some sort?
Yes. Yes. So, I'm not sure what we have. Let me go check in the back, okay? And how many of these would you like? You just want me to bring my entire stock?
No need to do that. Maybe 2 or 3, please.
I'll bring a few out and let you choose.
Thank you.
So, here's this. She goes back. While she is looking through her stock, Silsey Valmea, is there anything you would like to do while he's buying potions?
I feel like Valmira is just taking it easy. I'm probably a little bit crooking up and angry.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of just brooding.
Orgel comes over to you and is like, "So, you didn't do so well in that. I lost money on you."
Yeah. Sorry to disappoint, Orgle.
Well, I mean, can't win them all, I guess.
Hopefully you do, though.
I'm counting on it. I bet on myself.
Yeah. I think that's a safer bet than mine.
Wait, out of character, we're both doing the melee?
Yep.
There's only one winner?
Yes. Do you want to ask him about that?
Yeah, Orgle, how are we going to do this, bud?
Oh, well, I put bets on both of us.
Okay.
Orgel says, well, I put double on me and just once on you.
That's fair.
No
That's
offense.
Fair. Well, I mean, hey, if one of us wins, we all win.
So the orc woman comes back with a few potions. She says, "This is a potion of greater healing." And then she says, "This lighter one. It's not quite as red. It's not quite as thick. This is a just a potion of healing." And then I'll try our other one. This one, and she points to a green one. Now this is excellent. It's a little pricey, might be out of your price range, but this is a potion of giant strength.
Giant strength.
Yeah.
And, this is legal?
Legal for what?
Recreation. You know.
Sure.
Just dabbling.
Yeah.
Not that, I'm competing in anything, but, just out of curiosity, could someone that is competing in the melee take the potion of strength?
Well, I mean, maybe not technically, but I mean, what are they going to do, right?
That is true. If only I was competing, it would give me a pretty good advantage.
But you're not competing, so I mean, you could
Yeah.
just use it for regular recreation, like you said.
Yeah, I've got some moving to do, so maybe after Harvesttide, I'll do some of that. How much? How much? I know you said it was pricey, but I do have some things to barter.
Bartering is good.
Would you like this jug of ale? Or I'd pull out the jug of wine.
So
This is some really, honestly, the finest wine that we have.
she examines it for a moment. Do you mind if I taste it?
Go ahead.
She takes a sip.
No, you're digging into your own stash.
So, I'll tell you what. I will give you the potion of healing for the wine.
Potion of healing?
I think that's a more than fair trade.
Alright. That's a done deal.
So you hand over your wine and you get a potion of healing. Do you want to try and buy the other one?
Yeah. How much is that? Giant strength. The green potion.
Giant strength. She looks at it. I forget what the boss told me. But it's really expensive.
Are we saying like 10 stag? Or is that too expensive?
That's way too little. So we're talking like... We're talking like 5... No. We're talking like 10 harvest.
10 harvest?
Yeah.
Way too rich for my blood. Better off without it.
Oracle says, I have 5 harvests. If anybody else can pitch in.
Oracle, I don't think we need it. I think we
Okay.
could spend 5 harvests somewhere else and get a better deal.
Fine.
Karis kind of looks at the merchant, seeing if they're getting, antsy and wanting to sell their potion.
You don't think so?
They probably have a lot of people trying to buy that said potion.
But I will give you a deal on the potion of greater healing. That's going to be 5 harvest. And I am cutting you a deal.
Still too much for me, but
Oracle drops the money on the counter. So, Karis.
Yes.
Oracle hands you both potions.
Okay.
If you need it, you use it. If I need it, you can give it back to me.
Okay.
So he gives you the potion of healing. That is 2d4 plus 2 HP.
D4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2. And then he gives you the potion of greater healing, which is 4d4 plus 4. 4d4 plus 4.
Sweet. Alright. Hey, thanks, Oracle. I definitely will. And if you also need a healing spell, we can make that happen as well. Here to help on this melee tonight.
Of course.
Got your back.
So, y'all can go eat now before the melee. And it's afternoon time, so it's probably 4 hours until dark. So, Birdie mentions that he knows another fantastic place. And this place it's not too expensive. It'll cost you a stag each. That's it. Silsey, I got you.
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's go eat. So he takes you over to like a rustic looking place. And you can smell the food. It is delectable, to say the least.
Delectable.
So what is delivered out onto your table is some sort of spicy fish. You're not sure if it's like the spices that they use or what, but it looks like a trout, but it's been fried up and covered with spices and some sort of sweet sauce on top. And then you are given a side of quail eggs. And if you want those done into an omelet, that's an option. So if you want the omelet, that's fine. It's no upcharge. And then you are given fresh apples, and then a dessert is brought out where it's a huge bowl of roasted hazelnuts drizzled with this caramel.
Oh my goodness.
And there's some sweet peppers that are hollowed out and then filled with some sort of toffee.
Guys, we gotta come back here. This place is awesome.
Like I said, they do the best food, and it's reasonably priced.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And you are given this wine. It is a lighter wine. It's white wine, but it has this greenish tint to it. It is from the city of Prize, which is a coastal city. So it tastes sweet, but it's not overpowering. And you are all full by the end. Like, great meal. With that meal, you get the benefits of Hero's Feast.
Nice.
So, Hero's Feast it's going to last for the next 30 minutes. With this benefit, it says the creature is cured of all diseases, poisons, and you become immune to poison and being frightened. You will make all wisdom saving throws with advantage. And for the next 24 hours, sorry, all this lasts for the next 24 hours. Sorry. Took you 30 minutes to consume the meal, which is a little faster than actual Hero's Feast. But all these benefits last for the next 24 hours. So, cured of all diseases and poisons, you're immune to poison and being frightened. You make all wisdom saves with advantage. And your hit points increase by 2d10. And I'll let you all roll that. So it'll be different for each of you.
Come on. Nice. 8 HP.
So as you're 2d10, as you're rolling it, I'll describe y'all getting to the chalice once more. So it is getting closer to dark now. Probably about 3 hours until daylight is up. So the sun is starting to get lower in the sky, and the purple planet Revorum is still covered with clouds, but shining a little bit through them. You have a little bit of violet light coming through, and you see the 2 crescent moons as well, which are now pretty high up in the sky. So, Karis and Orgel remain down, while Valmea this time gets to go into the stands with Silsey. All right, Karis. So,
Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
I was born ready. I just can't wait to meet Skullface. Hopefully
Kind of
he's out
forgot that Skullface was planning on making an appearance.
Valmea and Silsey, give me perception checks.
Okay.
Got an 8.
You're in a Valmea, you're in a food coma. Like,
I got dirty 20.
Oh,
you're in a food coma. Silsey, you see on the opposite side of the chalice, on the opposite side of the stadium, in this VIP lounge area that's kind of like in the middle of the seat of the stone seats. There's this VIP lounge area where there are pillows that are laid back onto these stone seats, and it is roped off, and there are guards all around it. You see, I'm gonna get this right. So here we go. In the crowd, so in that VIP section, you see what looks like is royalty. They are wearing long blue and gold robes, almost like an archmage, but the 2 men who are wearing these blue and gold robes have on all sorts of jewelry, and one has a large, ornate diamond crown, and then the human who is beside this uh, this bluish gray skinned drow. So the bluish gray skinned drow is the one wearing the large diamond crown. Um, what you have put together must be this royal's husband is dressed similarly but has a smaller crown with rubies on it. They're standing up, and you see that the one with the diamond crown has a cube, one of those amplifier cubes, in his hand, and he starts to speak. We would like to welcome you all to the main event. Now, we know this is not taking place at night like it usually is because we had a member of the cast for Lay of the Lock get sick and they're having to prepare the understudy. But it looks like we have a wonderful crowd. And you hear a few cheers go up at first, but then you hear a few boos and then mostly silence. Yes, don't be too rowdy. You don't have to praise me all day long like some of those other leaders in other capital cities. Yes, I'm pretty sure you know what I speak of. Everyone's wearing confused looks on their faces as he says this. But my husband, Arnithor, and I are glad that you have made it to this wonderful Harvesttide evening. And now, let the battlers come out. And you see Karis and Orgul and what looks like 8 other individuals, so 4 on each side, both come out in 2 lines. So it looks like there are 10 competitors for this melee.
Great.
Um,
It's going to be a lot of fun.
So, Silsey, in that VIP section, you see a big burly man who is sitting, leaning up against some pillows, while the drow and the human are both speaking. The royals are speaking, and this burly man has a mask that is made of bones. Nearby the VIP section, you also see Auburn, the orange she's like this orange skin Eladrin elf who you met on the road. You remember that she was going to be seeking out corruption in Solaria. And she talked specifically to you, Silsey. You see her, and you see the 2 older human women who were spouses who you met on the road, Parsach and Wyval, who are with Auburn Willowworth. And they are eyeing the VIP section. But because city guards, are surrounding the VIP section, you don't think they're going to make a move, but you do see them with your nat 20. And now, back down to the melee. Karis, you're going to roll for initiative.
Dun dun dun. Here we go. 16.
All right. Orgel rolled a 13. Okay. Speaking back into his cube, amplifier cube, the Archduke of Solaria, Tomel Davor, says, "And now let the killing begin." And that's when, Karis, you notice that there are no healers around this time.
I start to kind of, become more aware of my surroundings. Are there guards posted at all corners of the arena?
Yes.
Okay. Does it look like it would be extremely hard to escape if I had to?
Yes, it does.
Can I go ahead and I'm gonna invoke a blood curse.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'm just gonna do that. It's gonna be on. And then I'll use that in combat when I need to. It's the Curse of the Marked.
Curse of the Marked. Okay. All right. So, Karis, there is a dwarf in heavy armor who attacks you first, and you see that Orgel is fighting with his large axe a yellow-skinned looking goblinoid / elf who are called Giths.
Okay.
So Orgel's fighting one of those while you are fighting this dwarf. The dwarf has a higher initiative than you, so he attacks you first with a 13 to hit.
AC's 15.
So he tries to hack at you, but you're nimble enough to get out of the way. All right, it's your turn to attack.
All right. Can we say that I chose this dwarf? Can we say I marked this dwarf with this curse?
Yes.
As they came towards me. I'm going to, as a bonus action, invoke, imbue my longsword with Crimson Right, and that is it. It strikes with 1d4 extra damage.
Ooh. All right.
And it's the Rite of Dawn, which is radiant, I believe. Yep. And I have resistance to necrotic damage.
All right. Well, take your hit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do. Gonna pull out my little dagger and then do my little ritual to invoke this. And I'm going to roll my. That's a nat 1.
So you miss.
Yeah. I kind of run up with all my might and then just trip over my feet and and like smash into my face. And yeah, I just
So this dwarf, that is an 18 to hit.
that hits.
Okay. So he's going to do 6 slashing damage. So you see that Orgel has managed to defeat his opponent. So that is 1 down. And Orgel is now facing off against a drow. This tall drow woman who has dual swords, dual blades going. All right. Okay. Karis, you get to roll.
It's a natural 19 for a 23 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
All right. Plus 2. 14 damage.
Nice. So he is hurt bad. He is just barely bleeding. But he's going to take a swipe back at you. 21 to hit.
Yep.
That's going to be 8 slashing damage.
Oof. All right.
So are you bleeding halfway?
I'm not yet.
Nice.
Not yet bleeding.
Orgel has taken a hit and shakes it off, but he's still hurt. All right. Your attack, Karis.
It's an 18 plus 4, just 22.
That hits.
All right. 7 plus 4. So that's 11 damage.
All right, so he is bleeding heavily now. He's going to try to attack you. 15 to hit.
That is my AC.
It's got to beat it. So, no hit. All right. Orgel manages to put down his opponent. So he has put down 2. All right. You can put down this dwarf right here, Karis. Go ahead.
Call over to Orgel like, looks like you're having fun over there.
Oh, yeah. You know it.
That is 15 to hit.
No, that does not beat his AC. He rolled terribly. Just rolled like a 3. Okay. Orgel is now facing off against Colpop, who is a Swerfnevlin. He has a little bit of height advantage there, but this Colpop is a tough dude. All right. Go ahead, Karis.
It's 14 to hit.
Nope. 6, 7, 8. Nope. He misses.
Which is whiffing over here.
Orgel,
Come on, hit me.
Orgel lands a blow on Kolpop. Let's see. Valmea, Silsey, another perception check. Karis, a perception check.
Oh, it's pretty good. 20, not nat for me.
Silsey?
Still oblivion. I got a 5.
That's 7.
So 5 and 7, nothing. Karis, you managed to look up, and in the clouds, almost like beaming through it, it looks like, is this faint red triangle with 3 lines through it.
Okay. Do I notice anything else?
You'll notice that Orgel has taken a blow right on the cheek, which hurt him pretty bad, and the reason he took this blow is he was distracted. He looks like there's somebody he recognizes, and he's making eye contact with this other contestant, this white furred tiger humanoid.
Okay. Does he look pretty hurt?
The tiger,
Orgel.
Orgel, he is not quite half yet. Almost. So.
Where are we at in initiative?
Your turn.
Oh.
Nope.
8. Gonna use that 18.
So that's 12 to hit. Y'all are whiffing on each other. Orgel is about to knock this guy unconscious. Didn't quite with that one. Go ahead.
I feel more and more excited that Orgel bet on himself more than he did me, because this is pretty bad. 17 to hit.
That hits.
Yes.
There you go.
Right. Here we go. Alright. Okay. 8 damage.
That is enough to finish him off.
Yes.
So, you turn and your sights have met this human.
Okay.
Who has a lower initiative than you, but get his chance. He misses you. All right. You're about to go Karis against this human. Who the human is already hurt. Like he is bleeding.
Okay.
Orgel finishes off his guy. And there is commotion in the stands. Silsey and Valmea. Y'all need to roll initiative now.
Is the triangle still in the sky?
It is still in the sky, but it's starting to fade.
Okay.
There are
16.
Okay. Silsey? You're muted.
7. Sorry.
Alrighty.
Didn't realize I was muted.
Sounds like a Karis roll there.
You see, well, in the stands, Valmea and Silsey. Silsey, you have looked over, and Skullface is making his way to the arena floor. And the guards have circled around Tomel Davor, the Archduke, and his husband. As they have spears out, weapons pointed. There's an archer that's behind the line, letting arrows fly into the crowd, as the crowd is now trying to push forth and break through, as if they're trying to assassinate Tomel Davor, the Archduke. Silsi and Valmea, guards are coming at y'all. Do you want to either go around the stadium to try and assassinate the Duke? You don't really know much about him. Do you want to try and save the Duke? Or do you want to make your way down to the arena floor where Skullface is trying to make his way down?
Okay, is Skullface is wanting the Duke dead?
Skullface has left the Duke
Okay.
to his own fate, seeing that the guards have him well protected, and is going down to the arena floor for some reason.
What do you want to
Okay.
do?
I am in this. So Celsius' adrenaline's pumping.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not thinking, he's just doing. So how far am I away?
From the arena floor?
Arena. Yes.
Yeah. You are 200 feet away.
200 feet away?
Mm-hmm.
Well, damn. I'm running towards the arena floor.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Valmea, you see him running down that hill.
Okay, we're in initiative. Could I use a cantrip right now?
It's about to be your turn. You can use it then. Okay.
So I'll just start following Silsi, I guess, until it's my turn.
Okay. So I just wanted to get an idea of what you're doing. Okay, so that's what y'all are doing, and now initiative's going to start for you. So now it's starting. So Skullface has made his way mostly down to the arena. He's almost on the arena floor. Karis, you're fighting this human. What did you roll for your perception?
22? No.
Okay. But it was high?
It was
Okay.
high. Let me look at, it's 16 plus, let me look at my perception. Sorry. Plus 2, 18. Sorry.
Okay. So, you see that Orgel and this white-furred tiger are going for Skullface.
Can I take an action to disengage?
Yeah.
From yeah. Is that an opposed check, or is it? Do I incur advantage from?
Yeah, he's gonna get advantage on trying to hit you.
Yeah.
The highest he rolled was a 15.
Yeah, AC is 15.
So he doesn't hit. It's got to beat him.
Nope.
All right. So he misses as you are getting out of there. Where are you heading? Are you heading towards Skullface?
Yeah, wherever Orgel is going.
Yeah. So the melee has gotten crazier because now not only are contestants on the arena field, but guards and also people from the stands have charged down, almost like they've been, signaled by some sort of symbol in the sky. That's when you hear a loud pop and bursting sound that echoes through the air. Um, and what you believe it is with your perception check is you think that somebody just destroyed one of those an amplifier cubes. But it is ringing in your ears. It's actually going to, if you didn't have, well, I don't think it gives you advantage for everything. So you're going to incur disadvantage on your next movement, on your next attack. So that brings us up to Valmea. You are running towards the arena floor.
It's safe to say that I'm not within 80 feet yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Is there any fire around in the arena?
Across where Tomel Devor is, there's a fire that is, a guard has gone down and they've tried to seal it off, but there's a fire where you're not sure what happened.
Okay. Okay. Can I use thaumaturgy and I'm gonna use that to create a fire that's gonna block Skullface from going further down.
Okay, what's the range on that?
30 feet. Am I
So
close enough?
Skullface is on the other side. So you can't. You could create a fire on this side.
What side?
On the side where you are, but it wouldn't be.
Nothing that can block him.
Right.
Alright, in that case, I'm going to instead cause the ground to tremor.
It's going to be okay. Okay.
In hopes that it just kind of slows him down a little bit.
Yeah, so the 30 feet where you are and around you, the ground is trembling. Okay. Karis.
So I'm behind Orgel and Orgel's friend.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna shout out to Orgel. Hey, what's going on? What are we doing?
We're killing Skullface.
All right.
To the point.
Can I? Okay, let me look at something really fast. Oh no. Wait. Shoot. Oh, I do. Yeah. Okay. So I can actually use. Oh, how far away is Skullface?
From you, 50 feet.
50. Can I hold the bonus action to do the Curse of the Marked again?
Yeah.
Until I am 30 feet away?
Yes.
Okay.
So you'll be that this round. You'll get there.
Sweet. Yep.
Okay.
Curse of the Marked on Skullface.
Gotcha. Okay, so remind me what that does, Curse of the Mark?
So Curse of the Marked, let me scroll down to it. As a bonus action, you mark a creature that you can see within 30 feet of you until the end of your turn. Whenever you hit the cursed creature with a weapon from which you have active Crimson Right, you roll an additional d4
Awesome.
when determining the extra damage from the right. And then I can amplify it if I want. But
Cool. So, you see that this white tiger humanoid and Orgle are just landing a blow, and then they'll miss, and then they'll land another blow, and then Skullface will attack and hit Orgle. And now it's going to be Silcy's turn, and then Skullface will attack Orgle next. Okay, so go ahead, Silcy.
Okay, shoot, I was trying to get the skull face before they did. So, how far am I away from Skullface now?
Now you are about 80 feet. You and Valmea both are about 80 feet.
Is anybody in the arena?
Lots of people. Yeah. The fighting has turned from the contestants to the guards and the people.
a couple of contestants are still in there.
Yeah.
Alright, I got nothing that'll reach that'll be
So
useful.
you're gonna
without
keep
hurting
running.
people. Yep.
Okay. Skullface. Landed a nat 20 on Orgle. Uh-oh.
That was a lot of dice.
And Orgle falls to the ground. But he has a turn. So he falls to the ground. And as he falls, he has 1 HP right now. Literally 1. He is going to activate his tattoo on his arm. And he's going to call lightning down upon Skullface.
What?
But because he and Skullface are in the same place, it's going to call it down upon himself as well. Let's see how much this can...
I think it's 3d10.
Yeah.
How far am I away?
You are like 10 feet away.
Shoot. It's not my turn.
What is the save? Do you know, Cam? Dexterity save.
Yeah, it's a dex save.
Can I use a dash action when I see
Yeah.
Orgle slap his arm? Well, Well, I don't think Karis would know that because Orgul.
Yeah, I don't think he would know that. Because you
I
haven't seen him do it
so
yet.
bad.
But his arm, his tattoo lights up with this radiant blue lightning that goes down his arm.
Whoa.
And it starts to thunder up ahead. And then you hear a crack. And it almost like balls up into his arm and then shoots out directly where he and Skullface are.
That's pretty wild.
So that's going to be 20 lightning damage. And Orgul collapses. Skullface is down to a knee. But Skullface is going to take his reaction that he has been holding. Is anybody close enough to hear this?
I'm 10 feet away.
10 feet away. So, Karis, you hear it. As Skullface leans over Orgul. He says, "And now I've finished off your entire village." And he plunges his sword into his chest. Brings it up. And then falls on the pommel of the sword and is starting to try and limp away. Silsey, it is your turn.
How far am I away from this bastard?
You are 30, so 50 feet?
50 feet.
Yeah. You gonna dash?
Yeah.
He is limping and can barely walk. He's burnt to a crisp. Just a little metagame. He is at 9 HP left.
Okay. Well,
Come on, Silsey. You got something. I know you do.
You just want to dash?
No. So, alright. There's gonna be collateral damage here. Okay. I'm aiming about 15 feet behind Skullface. And
Okay.
I am casting Spike Growth.
Okay. So,
20-foot radius centered on that point.
What is the DC for that? Dexterity?
It is Wisdom. Perception.
We have advantage on wisdom.
Okay, so he rolled a 12 total. 12 total. Does he succeed?
He succeeds.
He does?
Yep.
Okay. So.
But he's still in it.
He's still in it, so he's going to take half. Right? Alright. So. Silsey. Roll your damage.
He doesn't take damage until he moves.
Until he moves. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, every 5 feet he moves.
So, Valmea.
It's me?
Yep.
Let's go. Okay, I'm still about 80 feet away because I was with Celsi.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I'm going to use my short bow. Let's see if I can get it to hit before I figure out what I'm going to say. Does a 17 hit?
Not quite.
Ah!
Just barely
Okay.
misses.
Okay. Well. You know what? I'm still going to say this. I'm going to shout it so that he can hear me.
Do it.
I'm going to say, you look down on Oracle, but he didn't run from a fight. You were a coward in life, and you'll be a coward in death.
Dang.
I look back and
Savage.
like nod my head. Oh man.
I love it.
At this point, I'm hoping he tries to do something to me.
He might now. He might try now. So Valmea, you can get there with the rest. You can move, and I believe your move is 30 feet. So you're about to catch up to him. What is it?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Okay. Karis,
Yes.
your turn.
Alright, as a bonus action, I'm gonna imbue my crossbow
Okay.
with let me go back to my bonus action. Crimson Right, which is the D4 of extra damage. It is radiant. Is Skullface immune to radiant damage at all or anything like that?
No, he is not.
Alright. I'm going to shoot at Skullface. And I'm gonna say, what she said! And that's 14 to hit.
Misses.
Alright.
Skullface injured from something that happened prior in the day, and then injured a lot by Oracle, is trying to reach his guard. He has a small little posse that has now seen him and is trying to come to his aid. In fact, one of the humans who is fighting is following up, basically following all up there.
So anybody that enters that 5 feet past.
Yeah, Skullface is moving, so he just moved. So what's the...
2d4.
Okay, you can roll it.
So he's going to take 5 damage.
He
Nice.
is bleeding very heavily.
And as a bonus action,
Let's do it.
I am gathering a few pebbles and I am throwing them at him.
You're going to throw him?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I thought you were going to pull like a David and Goliath and just like sling him. Those slings can like go faster than the sound barrier.
Really?
it's going to be plus 3 to hit. What was that? Oh, never mind, that hit.
Dang it.
I rolled 3.
Skullface is gonna. He just continues to limp.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get a bonus action because I had my turn. He took damage because of my thing. My bad. Scratch that.
Yeah, but then you did an action, so.
I did?
I mean, it is your turn.
Okay. Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
So
that was a bonus action. He
Okay.
took damage because of my thing.
He
So
takes.
now I get an action.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Okay.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay. Alright, so I am going to cast Sacred Flame.
Okay.
And I am hurling this one at Skullface.
Was
He's
it
making
Dex?
Dex save.
Okay. That is 7. That is a 10.
Uh-oh.
Alright. Let me roll damage.
Please.
5 damage.
So he is unconscious.
Uh-oh. Let's go, Celsi.
Valmea, you are now in range to reach him, and he's unconscious.
Can I yell something at her?
Yeah.
Don't melee!
Don't what?
Terrain is hazardous. Don't melee.
What did you say?
The terrain is hazardous. Do not melee.
Gotcha.
So, just like he did with Orgel, if you inflict damage upon somebody who is already unconscious, you inflict mortal damage, you kill them outright. No death saves. So, all these people who like you knock unconscious, technically they can do death saves. You don't know if they live or die if you just leave them.
Mm-hmm.
So Skullface is unconscious, and he has a death save coming up.
Yeah. Since I'm within range, I'm just gonna use my quarterstaff.
Okay. You are going. You can take advantage because he cannot. He cannot attack.
Okay. There's a 19.
Uh-oh.
Roll
All
damage.
Right. Let's see. Okay.
Anything you want to tell him?
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna lean down, and I'm just gonna say, like I said, a coward's death. And I deal 7 damage with my quarterstaff.
So how do you want to kill him?
The same way that he killed Orgel.
So you bring it down upon him. You're kind of reaching though, because you're trying to stay out of this growth, and so you bring it down and connect right in the face, and the bone mask that he's wearing cracks in two, and you see his face, and it is scarred up. He's a human, so you see this human face, but it is scarred. It's almost like you can hardly tell, what he actually looks like or looked like.
I take the mask. I'm keeping it.
You'll have to take both pieces.
That's fine. Oh, and then also, I kick some dirt on him as I step over him.
So, is there anything else you would like to say or do in this moment, anyone? Because the guards are starting to close in on you from all sides.
I'm gonna.
The white furred tiger humanoid is already being carried out in chains. And you see that they're arresting many other people as well.
I'm gonna quickly loot Skullface.
Okay.
I can take the was it 2d4 of damage if I need to.
Okay, you probably will. Go ahead and roll it, Cam.
Do you want me to roll a check for?
Yeah,
loot?
roll your dexterity save, but still see you're gonna roll damage.
Okay. That's a 10.
Oof. You're muted, Silsey.
You take 5 damage.
5? Okay. Alright. I am bleeding.
Okay. So, on his person, you find 5 harvest, which is 5 platinum, or the equivalent of 50 blessing gold. So 5 harvest.
Okay.
You find a large pack of strange cards.
It's gonna be dangerous.
And you find a bag of holding and the corpse of a dead bat.
No.
Not great.
Creed. Really? You had to get Creed?
At your feet lies Orgle, lifeless.
I'm gonna kneel down. Crete was Orgle's? Or was. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kneel down and kind of tuck Crete into Orgle's clothing, kind of like a pocket somewhere, and kind of press in, kind of like hold his shoulder and kind of close my eyes and think of kind of thoughts, and then immediately join the other two, because I'm sure that guards are pretty close by this point.
Yeah.
And they did see us annihilate Skullface.
I just clutch my book of prayer, kneel down, and pat Orgle and say, she can be your leaky too.
She can be what?
She can be your leaky too.
You're leaky too.
I'm leaky right now.
I have some holy water with me.
Mm-hmm.
I know we don't have a lot of time, so I quickly put some on my finger and just rub it across his forehead and say, you died a hero's death. And then I think we gotta get moving.
Yeah. So, there are guards surrounding you. You can A, give up peacefully. You can B, try to break through them and run. Or you can C, fight them. So, as you're considering those options, you hear a man yelling his lungs out and crying and cursing as Tomel Davor holds his husband Arnathor in his arms, lifeless.
And does this affect the guards at all?
Guards are already surrounding him and have kind of quelled the fighting around him.
There's another group, I guess.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of guards who have come in since. There was already a lot of guards because of his presence there. But yeah, more and
Do we
more.
know if they're coming after us because of what, or because of what we did to Skullface?
You don't know. You don't know.
Okay. Guys, what do we want to do? Do we want to fight? I don't know if I can put up a fight against all of these guys, but
I think the sensible thing to do is to try to get out of here, but we might have to fight a few people to get through.
I'll do what I have to do. I've also got these healing potions.
If you'd like, I can lead the way.
Let's do it. Still see you in?
Running.
So you're gonna run, try and break through.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me strength or athletics checks.
Oh my gosh. Nat 20.
Nice.
I got an 18.
Okay.
I got an 11.
It's a 22 for me. But yeah.
Karis, you break through the guards' arms and you are running free. Valmea, you break through the arms of the guards and you're running free. Silsey, you are tackled to the ground.
I turn back and look at Silsey. How many guards are tackling him / are around him?
He has 3 guards on him.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, I'm gonna. How far away? That I'm pretty close.
Yeah, you're pretty close still. You are going to go back?
This is all happening at the same time.
Okay.
Can I move?
You what?
Can I move?
No, you're grappled right now.
Okay. As a bonus action, can I pull out and light a torch? Is
Yeah.
that too many?
No, you can do that.
All right. As an action, can I throw that torch at the group?
Sure.
Is that a what did I roll for that?
You're going to make a ranged attack.
Would that be an unarmed strike? Or Ranged attack, what proficiency is that? Or is that just
I'm gonna
straight?
say it's just straight
attack roll?
ranged. Yeah.
Okay. 16.
Yeah, you managed to hit the group, light them on fire. Silsey, make an athletics/strength check.
Dirty 20.
Oh my god.
Let's go!
So you do with you're kind of low to the ground. So you nimbly are able to break free of their arms and make a run for it. Whether or not y'all make it out of the arena, we'll wait until season 2 to find out.
Oh my gosh.
But for right now, we have an epilogue to season 1. So, everybody mute for just a moment, and then you can react afterwards, okay? Valmea, as you're starting to run, you feel a burning sensation in your pocket. And you reach down, and it is the blue coin, the flame and crown blue coin. And you are running as you acknowledge this. You begin to hear bare feet on stone and the clack of nails. And then the sharp rattle of steel chains. And there is a sinister voice. Keep moving, filth. After a few moments, the noise suddenly stops. Then there is a voice, a desperate voice, who seems to has taken a toll on abuse. Begins to cry out for help. But then you hear a strange, liquidy sound, similar to the substance that you found in Euleria's chambers. Makes that kind of noise whenever you put your hands together to feel it, you listen to it. And then that's when you hear a low, creaky voice. Euleria Plithis, give me the location of your husband, or the ancient Veravayashim artifact, and I will set you free. You hear Euleria say, never. A spit, which you assume is in the face. And then you hear the voice again. You live at my pleasure. Tell me their location, or the location of Archmage Eganon, and I will let you free. You hear Euleria whisper something unintelligible. Speak up, filth. I said Drayfinn take you. May your bones be ground to dust, and his mouth... And she's cut off. as it sounds like the hilt of a sword hit her in the back of the head. I am not afraid of your puny gods. I am the avatar of the 8 in 1. You will feel my wrath. And then you hear tentacles slithering over Euleria's body, binding her tight. And then you hear that gaping maw open to reveal those sharp teeth. And you can only assume what happens next as you hear Euleria's screams until her vocal cords give out. And that is where season 1 ends.
Wow. What are we doing, boys? Buckle up.
Buckle up indeed.
Oh my goodness.
So, next time, we will find out if the remainder of the party can escape. We'll find out what happens to Euleria. And we'll find out what exactly is the 8 in 1 God. Thank you for joining us for season 1, and we hope to have you back for season 2.